Talking about the counting that has begun after Panchayat, very bloody Panchayat polls. The counting of votes is currently underway. It's just started. On Saturday, there were reports of widespread violence, looting of ballot papers and rigging in more than 61,000 booths. Both the ruling TMC and the BJP blamed each other for the violence during the voting. So far, 33 people have lost their lives, with 22 killed on the day of the polling itself. In recent face-off, TMC claims BJP Neta Joy Roy entered the strong room and created a massive ruckus there. The party says that the Neta was accompanied by central forces, calling it a blatant abuse of power. Panchayat poll in Bengal is a big test before the high-octane 2024 elections. We're getting you all the details as far as Bengal Panchayat elections concerned. The counting of votes has begun already. Remember, the last few days, there's been extreme violence that is seen in several parts of Bengal, particularly on polling day. My colleague Surya Agni filed this report earlier. Take a look.
Almost more than 73,000 seats for the three-tier system of Gram Panchayat, Zilla Parishad and Panchayat Samiti will be counted for the next couple of hours. Now, the counting generally is slow and it takes more than a day to understand where the trends are and who is winning the Gram Panchayat elections. Over here at one of the centers at Rajarhat in Vidhannagar, there's a huge deployment of the police and the central forces to make sure that the counting and the polling and the counting basically happens in a very smooth manner and in a swift manner, and no untoward incident happens. More than 73,000 plus seats will be counted today, and more than 330 such centers throughout the state of West Bengal have been made, basically strong rooms where the ballot boxes were kept, and the counting has started for all the candidates of the Panchayat elections. With camera person Kiranjit, this is Surya Agni Roy for India Today, Kolkata.
Tension hit Bengal's Panchayat election has begun today. And this time, Panchayat election had witnessed several rounds of violence, arsenal, setting, polling papers and, ballot papers and poll procedures, on fire, creating ruckus across the Bengal, targeting candidates and, of course, killing of several political supporters. Now, it is time for the verdict. We expect that counting will go on for several rounds. What we know that in the state of West Bengal, there will be 339 counting centers across Bengal, and central forces have been deployed for guarding those counting centers. But we can see that state police have also deployed here. Keeping this arsenal in mind, the State Election Commission had decided that ballot papers without signature of presiding officers and a rubber stamp would considered as an invalid vote. So these are the decision has been taken by State Election Commission amidst the situation, violence and tension, still continuing in this state of West Bengal. With camera person Rakesh Tiwari, this is Ritik for India Today.
Yes, it's not a question of number. It's a question of, on the one hand, a section of people who are mobilized by TMC, those are hired goons or miscreants, to loot the vote. And it's a people's resistance. How many of these people have been killed by firearms or bombs? Mainly women folks chase them. People have tied them on the lamppost. To prevent that, TMC would have restrained their own goons. But Mamata Banerjee earlier used to control goons, but she's not able to control now, because now it is being controlled by Abhishek.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लीडर अजय राय और उसके संग सेंट्रल फोर्सेस और बीजेपी के कार्यकर्ता सब स्ट्रांग रूम के अंदर चल पड़े हैं, घुस गए हैं, और ये जो है गैर कानूनी है। हमारे तृणमूल कांग्रेस के लीडर्स और सीनियर मिनिस्टर उदयन गुहा भी वहां उपस्थित हैं और प्रतिवाद कर रहे हैं कि ये किस तरीके से संभव है। आपका जो क्षमता है, जो पावर है, उसको आप मिसयूज कर रहे हैं और यहाँ गुंडागर्दी चल रही है। दीनहाटा स्कूल, हाई स्कूल में बैलेट बॉक्सेस पड़े हुए हैं, कल काउंटिंग होगी और बीजेपी अभी गुंडागर्दी कर रही है।
Ritik Model continues to be with us from North 24 Parganas, and Surya Agni Roy is from Rajarhat. getting us up to speed with the current situation. Given that Surya Agni, violence is anticipated even today, what are the kind of arrangements that have been made so far?
Well, the arrangements that, we can see behind me are exactly what the arrangements are. So you have state police and you have central Jawans who are manning this particular strong room where the counting is happening. This is not the single one where the counting is happening for the state. There are 338, this is 330 if I count this one. A total of 339 such centers are there throughout the length and breadth of the state where counting of the polls are constantly happening from 8 a.m. To understand the trends, it will take some time, mostly a day at minimum can give us a result or the trends, because the number of seats which we are talking about over here, Sneha, is it's not a very small number. 73,000 plus seats for the entire three-tier structure. So it's going to take some time, maybe a day and a half or 2 days, to understand which way this three-tier poll is heading. However, as you questioned, there's a huge deployment of security, both central and state, to make sure that no untoward incident happens. And coming on the apprehension point, Sneha, let's not forget that there was apprehension of some kind of violence post the counting and post the polls, and maybe that's the reason why the Calcutta High Court had instructed that the central forces, the CAPF, they shall remain in the state for the next 10 days from the day of polling. So it's going to stay here for a while now, amidst these reports that have surfaced of violence from the day of notification.